Day after Trade and Investment Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria announced that the government will begin to import 10 million bags of GMO maize, that is genetically modified organisms, to feed starving Kenyans. Civil society groups and food safety organizations have now come out to voice their opposition. At a press conference, the groups said they do not oppose technological advancements to address food shortage. They, however, pointed out that Kenya is not ready for GMO foods, neither are citizens willing to gamble with their lives and safety, despite the need to address the biting food shortage due to drought that is ravaging parts of the country. Here is Daisy Love with the details of that story.
We have so many things that can kill us in this country. Being in this country, you are a candidate for death. And because there's so many things competing for death, there's nothing wrong with adding GMO to that list. That is why we have deliberately decided to allow GMOs into this country.
It is these sentiments yesterday by the Trade and Investment CS Moses Kuria that has now set him on a collision path with civil society groups and food safety organizations today. Speaking at a press briefing at Golden Tulip in Westlands, Biodiversity and Biosafety Association of Kenya, BIBA, Food Rights Alliance and Alliance for Food Sovereignty in Africa highlighted that Kenyans deserved the freedom of choice between genetically modified and non-genetically modified foods and championed for safer alternatives available within the continent.
We are quite shocked and concerned about the recent or the yesterday's statement by our Minister for Trade when he said that there are so many ways for Kenyans to die, and that's why they have opened up the market for the importation of 10 million bags of GMO maize.
The Cabinet Secretary has also revealed that he would be signing instruments to allow the import of duty-free GM and non-GM maize for the next 6 months to help cushion Kenyans from the already ravaging food crisis situation.
Until we are satisfied that we have enough maize in this country, our staple food, tomorrow I'm signing a gazette notice to allow for importation of up to 10 million bags of maize, duty-free, for the next 6 months until we achieve food security.
Wanjiru Kamau, a policy and advocacy expert, highlighted the risk of importation as milling companies are foreseen not to responsibly handle the GM maize, as different GM varieties are expected to be milled and packaged separately as well as properly labeled. She stated that flour from the different GM varieties are likely to be mixed, as it may not be financially viable for these companies to establish milling stations and redesign the packaging for those 6 months.
Kenyans' lives matter, and therefore they must be protected at all costs. I'd like to remind the Honourable Minister that all sovereign power belongs to the people of Kenya, and Kenyans have put them there to protect us and make sure that even as we trade, our lives are protected at all costs. So we must demand from National Biosafety Authority that any company importing GM maize and milling it must have an approved GM label on it. And Kenyans can vote with their pockets. If you don't want to eat GM maize, you can decide the packet of unga with the label, you're not buying it. But I'm not sure that this is going to be done, because it means that all the companies must take their packaging back to for redesigning so that they can accommodate this GM label.
Kenyans still remain skeptical about the lifting of the GMO ban. There are fears that this move puts the country's food systems at risk from being controlled by malicious persons, groups, or entities. This comes as the cabinet chaired by President William Ruto this week approved the importation and use of GM foods in an effort to bridge the food insecurity being witnessed in the country and the adverse effects of drought affecting 5.1 million Kenyans across over 26 counties. Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I am Daisy Love Kirote.